Well, it's not all about fishing this week, is it? Happy Australia Day week, everyone, and what a turnout we've seen on Australia Day for the Merimbula float. But there's still been some fishing going on, so let's see what they've been catching.
Well, a certain species in the Merimbula system has been absolutely firing this past week. G'day guys, Jamari here with another Boss Outdoor Merimbula fishing report. So the estuary fishing around the Merimbula area has picked back up this last week. We did see a little bit of a lull after that rain event we had 2 weeks ago, particularly down the front of the Merimbula system. The water temperature dropped quite a bit, but it's lifting back up again now. The water's clearing up, and as we get closer to the new moon, we will see, full moon, we'll see some bigger tides, so that will push in some clearer water. There's still plenty of trevally and bream down in the channel here. Get some burley going. You should get a couple of those fish to come up around the burley. Some flatty along the weed edges as well, especially up in the top lake, lots of flatties. And speaking of the top lake, our good mate Ando has been well and truly getting amongst the jewfish. Him and his young fella Jesse have been catching quite a few of these fish, and up to like some better sized fish for the Merimbula system. Ando's partner Emma even got a nice fish pushing up around that metre mark, so some great fish up there, and Jesse getting his first out of the Merimbula system, so that's pretty cool. So the beach fishing around the Merimbula area, after this big swell that we've seen the last week, the beaches will have shifted quite a lot. There would have been a lot of sand moved around. A lot of river mouths won't look the same as they did just after the rain. That sort of would have opened them out, and then this swell would have pushed sand back into them. So before you go beach fishing, just have a little scour of the layout of the sand, because some of the gutters that you're usually fishing may not be there, or may not exist at all. They may have moved. As always, try and look for that trough on the inside of the sandbar with a good amount of white water pushing into it. So still fish on the beaches for sure. We're coming into the time of year where we should start seeing some yellowfin bream and some whiting on the beaches, but as always, your salmon and tailor have been pretty productive. Try and look for those low light times and a rising tide into the gutters. So another species that's cruising around the beaches at the moment as well, plenty of sharks. So for those of you who love your shark fishing, now is the time. The middle of summer, just after a rain event, this is peak shark time. Lots of little bronzies, lots of little hammerheads, and really close into shore as well, well within reach of baits off the beach. So for those of you who love your sharking, prime time right now. So off the wharves and headlands at the moment has been pretty productive. Lots of squid around. So generally squid don't like a big swell, but as it's sort of settling back down, the Merimbula wharf has been fishing really well. Some big squid too. So yeah, look, squid's a bit funny. Sometimes they like clear water, but in the dirty water they definitely still will still feed. It's just a bit harder for them to see your jig. So don't be deterred by the dirtier water. The squid are definitely still there, and people catching quite a lot of squid as well. Other species off the wharves and headlands, there's always salmon and tailor around the headlands, especially with a little bit of swell. So there's a fine line fishing the headlands. You want swell because fish hunt in the wash around the rocks, but you don't want too much to make it dangerous. So just be careful and maybe watch the ledge that you're going to fish for a little bit before you walk down and fish it. I have heard some whispers too of some early season bonito on the rock ledges, so that's always exciting. As for the kingfish on the wharves, we're kind of at the end of our kingfish run here. This is generally when they start to stop. However, a few days ago I did hear whispers of some seen at the Merimbula wharf just here, even after the rain in that dirtier water. So it's always in with a chance. Once again, live baits are always the best option, but there's no reason why they won't eat a big soft plastic or a lure as well. Another exciting species that's heating up at the moment is Marlin. So I'm going to shoot straight to Leaf because I believe he's actually out there on the water as we speak. I'm going to shoot straight to him for an offshore report.
Well, thanks Jamari. Unfortunately I didn't get out there today, but I have dusted off the boat, got the lures ready and sharpened up those hooks. Marlin season is definitely here. We've seen a great bite at the Bermagui comp over the weekend. I think they caught about 150 fish, and that water is definitely pushing down from the north to the south. So those fish and that water and those fish are going to be out the front of Merimbula right now. So perfect timing to get out there. As soon as that weather's good, get out there, either just slow troll the shelf with some liveys, tow some skirts around. There's going to be heaps of marlin caught over the next week.
So as for the offshore flathead fishing out the front of Merimbula, the fish generally seem to move around a little bit when a big swell. So maybe just move around a little bit until you find them. There still definitely will be fish out there. I haven't heard too much as with the swell. We haven't had too many boats going out crossing the bar. Maybe push out a little bit deeper. Everything tends to get stirred up in close with a big swell, and the flatties generally move spots, so just move around till you find them. I'd be starting in sort of that 40-metre range and moving out. Well guys, that wraps up this week's Boss Outdoor Merimbula fishing report. If there's anything else you need to know, whether it's fishing, camping, boating or anything else outdoors, come in store, see the boys so we can hook you up.